What's up, everybody? This is Dev6 Rehab, and thank God somebody finally made a good MMA game on Steam. Alright, so this is called MMA Executive, and it's got a large picture of a cage on it. We're going to do new career mode.
New manager registration.
I don't know if you just heard that. That would be Zira, which is a strange name. The female voice, this game talks to you, by the way, which is really hilarious and cool and stuff. The female, there's two voices. There's a male and a female. The male is called Dave, I think. Really generic name, but then the woman's name was Zira, Z-I-R-A, which is interesting. But, you know, since they talk to you, you have to do a manager. You're the man. What this game is, you're the manager and you manage your fighters, blah, blah, blah. You know, the same spiel as all the other games. However, I can make my name anything with my surname, which is a last name. I don't know if you know what a surname is. But it will say my name. So, for instance, you know, I can't even get my keyboard. If I call my name, you know, this, it will say it, which is hysterical. Which, you know, obviously would, you know, leave room for making your name, you know, things that are so much worse. And it will say it perfectly. But anyway, so I'm gonna be Kiss My Butt. And it will literally say that location, I don't know, here? You don't even have to, I don't know. And my birth date is going to be some thing, you know, born in 86, whatever. Sure. And right here, gym name, you get to change it, which is actually pretty sick. You know, look, it's sick gym, sick MMA. So, and there's your banner. We can change the font and the font size, which is cool. I don't know what strike. Oh, okay, you can do little things. Oh, look at that. I managed to make my font really freaking tiny. That's cool. Let's not do that. There we go. And then you can change the color scheme, which is kind of cool. See, look at that. You can get, I don't know. I think that's cool. And then, you know, obviously you can change your guys' hair, and he is pretty, it's kind of limited right now, but it's, and you change your body, which is just what he looks like anyway. Okay, so initially, okay, right away I want to say this: the developer, I can't talk. The developer of this game is super awesome because I was pretty much test playing this game because I love MMA games. I own like all of them that are on Steam, and he has this thing where you start out with not very much money, so it's really challenging. And I was like, dude, this is pretty hard. Like, unless you know this game in and out, you're not going to do well. And I was like, it's going to make everyone, you know, mad and rage quit. And he was like, oh, that's cool. I'll just add an easy mode. Where right here, if you see this in green, is easy mode. It's like someone donated $78,000. So instead of starting with like 31 or whatever it is, or 35, you start with like 119. So we're going to go ahead and do that. It's,
Welcome key butt.
It sounded like key my butt almost. I don't know if you heard that. I forgot to like turn up the volume so you could hear it. But yeah, she said it. But anyway, so you get yeah, I have $119,600, which is nice because it gives you a little more to play with. You get a message, blah blah blah. I'm the coach. Somebody sent you 78 grand. Blah blah blah. Okay. So this game has a lot of detail. It's freaking crazy. We got finances, so you get a loan, which is $41,000, and you pay it off, and you can renew it, so it goes back up, and it gives you what's remaining. And then we got, that was a really poor description. And then we have sponsors, which are the most insane companies you can ever imagine. We're gonna get the first one, which they have to agree to it by how good your team is, and some of the companies won't actually work with you. Stop talking. There we go. Love of God. they won't work with you if you have too many other sponsors. You kind of have to pick and choose. So I just start from the most expensive and go down. To tell you the truth. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. And we're going to go to gym, which you see the outside. It's nighttime. As you can see, the lights are on, blah, blah, blah. And then you see a big empty room. And then so you got Prodigy, training, and back. Prodigy
registration
is really cool. What it is you put in a name, last name, blah, 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 and then you put in their date of birth. So right now in this game, it's 2020. So you can put it 214, and then he's a 6-year-old. And then you're pretty much training a 6-year-old. So by the time he's 18, he's an MMA god. And the cool part about this is it has a questionnaire, which I don't really want to get into because I don't want to spoil it. It's like 12 questions of, so it's showing how he's going to act and do stuff. And you can actually make him like 88. No, you can't. It's 2020, and this is 19... You can make him 7. No, yeah, you can make him 80. I've never done that, nor would I probably recommend him being 80, because he'll probably die in his first fight. But I guess you can. You can make him really any age if you want. But the cool thing about this is there's random events that occur, and he can participate in like a 100-meter dash, or powerlifting. Cancel, thank you. Or a martial art. And then it's like a tournament in some other country or whatever, and it tells you how he does, and he gets rewards or awards. And I don't know if anything happens if you do really well, because I literally haven't gotten that far in this. But so we're gonna do upgrades, which is this is stuff I can put in my gym. So we're gonna buy, and also, oh, by the way, it also adds. See, it says right here, gym capacity +1, so it lets you add one more. Available room for you to put one more person, because you can only have one at first, and you want a lot because it helps with your sparring, because it's good if you spar a bunch of people so you're not used to the same person. This game is based on real life, by the way, so we're just gonna buy one of everything. So if you want to know how they should train, I mean, look up online how real gyms train, because this is how this game is. It's based on real life. So if it makes sense in real life, then it should work in this game. And the training in this game is ridiculously specific, which I'm going to show you here in a second. We're going to buy jump. These are jump ropes, by the way. They don't look like it, but they are. We're going to buy an uppercut, bag, and some weights. And you can unlock this. You can unlock like a pool. I guess that unlocks a capacity of 7, so you can go swim or something. And then you get this, which I think this is so you can specifically dictate which techniques you want your fighters to fight with. Because depending on what martial art you choose them to train in, the coach will be good at certain moves, and you don't really get to choose. Anyway, okay. So, let's see. We'll let a turn go, because we have to wait for all that stuff to arrive in the mail.
Representing South Africa,
and it gives you random crap. So this is processing. Each time you do this, it's 1 month. Anyway, there's 4 organizations in this game. There's the OMMA, which is kind of like, it's the top one. It's like the UFC. Then the next one is like the FWMMA, I think. And then the SCCMMA. And then the AMMA, which is amateur. Even though you still get paid for fighting. But that's the one you start at, the lowest one. So you want to go up because you get up in rank, because you get paid more if you get different or in the better organizations. So we're going to bypass this. My nickname for this game is the shiny rubber people, as you can see, because everyone looks like they're made out of like rubber or something, and they're all shiny. And this big buff guy over here, that's one of the commentators. He just looks like he's made out of more rubber instead of actual like muscle and stuff. So anyway, I think that's the worst part about this game is what everyone looks like. And all the women have enormous boobs too. But anyway, okay, so when you play this and you have to watch kind of all the fights so you can bypass them. But in the OMMA, the top one, they make you guess who's going to win. So I think the current champion... Oh, and everyone starts out at 0 fights, so it's kind of funny to begin with. So everyone's 0-0 because nobody's fought. But you can look at these fighters, like, this is their game plan, so... Or no, this is not their game plan. This is their skills. So, you know, Red Garcia, she's better at clinch work and striking defense and kick. And then she's blue, and she's better mentality and conditioning. You can go into game plans, and both of them are just going to be equal in everything. And their stats, this is going to be ongoing stats throughout the fight. And then this is going to be, you know, how many times they punch, how many of them landed, blah, blah, blah. I mean, this guy that made this game went all out. Like, he thought of everything. It's amazing. So, whatever. I think Kelly Garcia is going to win. I think she's going to win by KO. I don't know. This is another thing, by the way, he put in for me, because he's such a swell guy. Because before, you had to just fight, and you had to go through the whole game. And then there's action points up here, by the way, if you don't see that. And if you're right, you get money and you get action points. But if you push skip, it goes by way faster, but you get the same action points -1 for skipping. But if you don't give a crap, see, look how fast it went by, and I was wrong. This chick won by head and arm choke. So, whatever, I was wrong. It's hard to tell in the beginning because they're all 0 and 0, so it's kind of just a crapshoot. You know, you're like, I don't know, he's gonna win TKO, whatever, skip. And then look at that, the blue guys are always winning. Okay, well, let's have a blue guy win, and the submission, I don't care. Let's see. Hey, look, oh, look at that, I was right. So look at that, I got 4 action points. So I probably would have gotten 5, but then I did the skip thing. And then there's like 5 of these, so you can just go through them really quick if you don't care. When you have fighters that are in better organizations, you get way more money. Hey, look, I was right again. Except it was a decision, so I got 1 point. Well, I would have gotten 2, but I got 1, you know, because -1, blah, blah, blah.
Event results.
And then this is a breakdown of what everyone won. So, like, as you can see, the highest one, you get one of the belt holders up here that won. He got 128,000, which is...
Further analysis.
I don't know if you have $128,000 in your bank account, but I mean, that would be cool. And then it's like, oh, we delivered all your crap. Oh, congratulations, you got $390 because you guessed that one right, and you got 2 AP, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it kind of tells you what's going on. So anyway, oh, you can add, so I'll show you the AP here in a second. So right now, so if you go in the gym now, since we ordered all our stuff, and bam, look at, we got a room full of crap. So, and oh, by the way, your Prodigy, when you make that, you can put AP points in the Prodigy, and you can max him out with 100 points, and then I guess when he's able to fight, then he's just super amazing, I guess. But we're going to make our training schedule here in a second. Right now I'm going to get some fighters, which we have 2. The Prodigy, by the way, the Prodigy thing, that's the only way you can actually make a fighter. You can choose what... I don't think you can choose what he looks like, but you can choose, like, his weight class and his height. And then that's it. And then he'll train with the rest of your guys. But, you know, so, see, this is OMA, FWMA, SCCMA, and Amateur. So we're going to get people from here, because they won't even want to be part of our group. So, okay, so we got whatever the heck this guy's name is. Holy crap. We can look at his stats, which, see, they're pretty awful. That's what it is. It gives you an overall over here, to give you an idea of what he is in general. So he's got 15 points overall, which is horrible, but I mean, oh, that'll definitely go up. And then we got strengths, which these are like the specialty moves, I guess he does. So he's high maturity, I guess, I don't know. So then he can get good at... let's see, rear uppercut, low kick, Kimura submission. I don't know why it's Kimura roll. That's odd. And then the trip takedown. And he's very poor and pathetic at all those, but he'll get better. So then, so you go to overview, and we can go... this is if you want to question him. I don't like dealing with that. So we can negotiate, and then manager's percentage. So every time he fights, we get 60% of what he makes, which you can go anywhere. And it kind of gives you a rough breakdown right here of what you're going to make. So estimated profile rate, $61 a month. If it's up to 60, it's $136. That's just estimated. And then signing fee, 0. Contract length, 15. These guys always take this because they just want to be part of a team. So we're going to send an offer. He's like, huh? Yeah, sure, whatever. So he's on our team now. So we're just gonna grab. Here's a chickie. She's 16. They're all gonna be around 15, 16. So I mean, don't lose your mind if you want them to be. Yeah, sure, whatever. We're gonna go back. We're gonna get. Let's get another chick. Oh, she's scary. Yeah, sure, whatever. You kind of have to get the low people. Like if you, I think you can go up to 6. I think we can still get the 6. Yep. See, if we try doing 5, he'll be like, oh, you gotta prove yourself better. See, maybe if you prove yourself a bit, because, you know, we're nobody, he doesn't know who we are. Boy, there's a lot of chicks. She's really long arms, dang. So anyway, okay. So now we got some people. So we can manage fighters. We got a heavyweight, and we got a middleweight, and we got Robert Lee. You can see all his crap, his height. He cut 6 pounds prior to weigh-ins. That, I mean, I think that has something to do with his strength. If they cut like a lot, I've had people that are like, they cut 23 pounds, and it's like, geez. And let's see, if you have a bunch of workout routines right here, you can assign them to one. We don't have one yet. We're gonna make one right now though. So dang, he's 33. Some of these people are old. It's nice to have like 18-year-olds on his staff. Oh, let's get a staff dude real quick. So you go to recruit staff, and then there's 4 classes of, the first class is the most expensive because they're the best. 4th class is the one we're gonna get. Well, we're gonna get let's see. So we got a lot of martial arts. We got boxing, karate. I mean, obviously you can read. We got an MMA, which is well-rounded. So you click on one, you get stats, and it tells you what they are. So he's got an overall of 28, and they teach this stuff. He teaches like everything. But then if you go to like, excuse me, a jiu-jitsu guy, he's, how good is he? Ooh, he's got 35. He's good. See, ooh. So he trains this stuff. He trains mentality, groundwork, clinch work, takedown defense, and takedown. But he doesn't train any of this. So, you know, you can either choose a specialty, like one guy. We'll actually get that. Was it this guy? Yeah, we'll get him. We can negotiate. Yeah. It automatically just gave him the lowest amount he was offered to take. I kind of blew by it. So now he's there. So he's a jiu-jitsu coach, and he can teach, each coach can teach 3 different workout routines. So you can really, like, really manage the crap of your workouts. Okay, let's go make a workout. So training. So this is where it gets cool. So don't worry about this right now because we haven't set anything up. You go to setup, and how many hours per day your fighters are going to train. So obviously, the more they train, the better they're going to get faster, but then they're probably going to like get injured. So we can do 1 through 6. I always do 4. So I mean, you can do whatever you want. This is what I do. All right, so now we're going to do percentages of how, like, you can do auto fix right here, and it totally like averages everything out, so everything's 20%. So we got cardio, striking, conditioning, which, you know, technically we don't need that because we're only going to do jiu-jitsu. So we're going to take that down and then redo this. So now everything's at 25. How much you want them to spar? Strength, which is, you know, weightlifting, and we'll just go with weightlifting. And, you know, what do you call that? Like pull-ups and crap like that. And then technical, which is, if you're taking a martial art class, you know, you have technique training, which you need proper technique to be able to fight well. I always crank this up to like 70 when you start out, just because, you know, like, all of our fighters are morons and they suck. So we're gonna do that a couple times. That's fine. So we're gonna have 10%, 12% everything else, and then 60% cardio. That's fine. Whatever. Alright, so this is general conditioning. So I just kind of do auto fix, which is average. So we got skipping, treadmill, out. Oh, by the way, this is like the stuff I bought. So I don't know. I'm not sure what this is. I didn't buy this, but I bought like the jump rope, the treadmill. You always have outdoor running. I bought a bike, climbing machine. And then this one's circuit training. Circuit training is next, which is, or maybe this isn't circuit training. Never mind. It's just a generic one. I'm so bad at explaining this. But yeah, this is general conditioning, so you can set to whatever you want. This is strength training. You actually can pretty much set this up so it's like One Punch Man workout, except there's no push-ups in this game, which is odd. So you have to do chin-ups. So you could literally have them do chin-ups, squats. The one page back was running, so you'd have them do running, and then abdominal workout. And then there you go. That's the One Punch Man workout. I would not advise only doing that without technique training, because in this game, like in real life, if you don't have technique training, if you just get really jacked and you have good cardio, you're still going to get the crap kicked out of you because you're not going to know how to fight. And you're going to fight people that know how to fight, so you're going to be stronger than them, but that doesn't matter if you can't fight, you know what I mean? So obviously in this game that's not going to work. You need technique training. But if you have technique training and the do One Punch Man workout, I mean, that could work. If you did, you could do boxing and then that. I haven't actually tried that, but I'm just gonna, for right now, I'm just gonna make them all about the same. Striking conditioning, I think this actually might matter depending on what martial art you took. For example, like Muay Thai. Muay Thai doesn't mostly uses a banana bag, which is the heavy bag right here. So like if you just had 100% and you did Muay Thai, that might be the best. And if you did boxing, might be the best to just do like pad work, speed bag, and uppercut. I don't actually know. That is kind of something you would have to experiment with, which is mainly what this game is. That's why they give you so much customization, which is amazing, So for time being, we're just going to make all that the same. And then here is your martial art. Now you can hire several coaches when you get more money. Actually, I have enough money. I could probably hire 3 and be fine. So then you would be like, oh, I want to do like, 70 or, 60% jiu-jitsu because I want to get good at the ground because, everyone's a bum to start out with. And then I want to have, 25% kickboxing and then, 10% judo. You could do whatever you want. I have literally not done even close to all those combinations. I don't even think I've done 3 martial arts yet. I've only done 2 so far. But right now we're just going to do all jiu-jitsu. And I'll show you why here in a second. I'm giving you a little hint of how to start out this game well. If you're still watching, because I'm just rambling on, so everyone's probably getting tired of me. Okay, so this is what your game plan's going to be. You can change this when it's time to fight, but whatever you set this to, it'll automatically start out that, so it's nice. You got sparring intensity. Once again, you put all the way to 100, so they're trying to frickin' kill each other when they're sparring, but then, you might get injuries. But what sparring does in this game is like you do technique training and then you get better at that technique when you spar. So it's the longer. So when in the beginning of this, it asked me how much sparring and you put a percentage, and then this is the intensity. So technique plus how long you spar plus the intensity is pretty much how quickly you learn technique. But then there's always injury risk. So I mean, if you want to start out slower, you do 35 so they're not killing each other. So, and then we got work rate, your aggressiveness. I honestly don't know what work rate is. I may have to ask the developer to explain it to me because I don't know. Obviously, you know what aggression is, more kicks, more how often you grapple, so if you want to take them down. So we're going to want to do that a lot because we want it to go to the ground. And then we're going to want submissions all the way up probably, I guess, because we're jiu-jitsu. And then be more evasive, which is like, ducking and weaving, like a boxer. So we're going to keep it right there for now. All right, and then name training. I'm just going to call it
Training overview.
Training. I don't actually care. So it's called training. And then, so hours a day, sparring intensity is going to list us. And then right here is like a little bonus thing. So you can do overall focus. You just do everything equally, or how we set it up. And you can do a bonus on conditioning, which is all the conditioning exercises we set up. Do strength. This is all the strength. Obviously, I like to do technique at first. You can do striking, game plan. We don't even need striking, so technique. So we're really gonna concentrate on just jiu-jitsu technique for right now. So we're gonna push apply, and then it says apply schedule to all fighters. Yes. So now automatically all my fighters have that routine. So that's what they're gonna be training with. Alright, so when I push, and then I always almost forget this. You don't forget this. You got to go into your Your coach's management, you select your coach, and then you got to assign it so they're teaching it. Otherwise, your technique's going to go down because you don't have a coach. Your technique goes in the negative and it gets worse. And you're not going to know what's going on. Then you're going to realize it and get mad, which is what I did. So he's going to be teaching the training because I assigned it right here. And then we push back. All right, and then we're going to push end turn, and then everyone's going to do that training. And then it's going to tell us what happened.
Representing Belgium.
And it always gives you some stupid fact or whatever. So you push continue unless you want to listen to Zero talk about it. All right, so okay, so this right here. Well, I'll get to that. Your gym has 5 fighters registered, so I made 5. I hired 5. Our average technique level, so the average skill level of our gym of all our fighters is 14%. If we include mentality, which I don't know a lot about that. I guess that's just mind over matter. You're the one jabbering in the guy's ear and he's getting frustrated. You're not frustrating. I'm assuming that's what that means. But if you include that at 17%, blah, 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 fighters improved 2.45% technically from training. Okay, that's, if you don't know, that's a big number. That's huge. So that means our jiu-jitsu went up quickly. So, and just a tip, if you combine this with a striking martial art or you just do striking, this is going to be less than 1. It's going to be like 0.75%. And the reason for that is jiu-jitsu is such a key martial art in MMA. You need to know that, and it really helps you to know that. So training jiu-jitsu makes your skills go up fast just because jiu-jitsu is so important. That's how the developer explained it to me, which is true. Because if you're an MMA fighter and you don't know any jiu-jitsu, you're just like a kickboxer. If you get taken down, you're so screwed. So, I mean, this actually makes sense. So that's why I start out with jiu-jitsu, so we can get the jits out of the way. I can't talk. Total sparring minutes this month, 1,512. All fighters completed their allocated sparring. Nobody got injured, so that's good. And then 1 coach is currently employed. So, by the way, it'll say coach is feels overworked. That it'll say that if you have the technique set way higher, like if you set up the 90 or 80 or 100. Because you only get 1 coach, and they're the one teaching the technique. So if they're only doing 70 or below, most of the time they're fine, because that's all they have to teach. So, but anyway, so we're going to go to event now, which is now, we're going down in order, so it goes from highest to lowest. So we're going to FWMMA, so we're going to bypass that event, and it's going to rifle through it real quick. We don't have to do the thing where you guess who's going to win this time, which is fine, so we can just go through this real quick. And again, each time you do this counts as 1 month. And then you get kind of like a review when a year goes by. And I think you also get an achievement, and then they give you like a ton of action points. I got 5 action points right now. Ooh, I got to tell you about the coaches with the action points. Alright, so yeah, give us an overview of who wins, how much money they got, blah, 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 leave event. Alright, so
Coach
management. So this is cool. I bought obviously remember you guys, I bought the lowest paid jiu-jitsu coach. So what we can do is go to stats, and then we can literally make him amazing at anything we want. We can make him good at everything. We can add some boxing in here, and there'll be a boxing / jiu-jitsu coach, and then he can teach boxing, jiu-jitsu, whatever you want to do. Which is why this game is so cool, it's so customizable. What I'm going to do is, where average is 30, or overall 35, I'm just going to add more jiu-jitsu. He's going to be amazing jiu-jitsu. Takes 3 AP points to do this each time. So, yep. So if you saw that, right here, our takedown defense went up a little bit, and our takedowns went up. So when you do this a couple times, his overall ability will go up eventually. So, alright, so we go back. Yeah, so you can make your coaches amazing. Of course, the only bad thing about that is if you sink a lot of points in them, and then all of a sudden they retire, because they will retire whenever they want to, which is kind of dumb, but they do that. All right, so we're good. We get 105K. Oh, I should show you this real quick. Finances. We can actually buy stocks in this game. See, the amateur SEC. These are all the organizations, and this is how much each stock is, which we can't even afford 1 stock of the next one up, so you can only get amateur. So currently it's about $5,000. So you push up, and it gives you half a point for each share you buy, which is interesting. But I mean, if this gets popular, the cost per share will go way up, and then you can sell them and you can make money. So as you can see, it's 100,000. Every time I do this, it goes down a little bit. So now I own 3% of this company, I guess. I don't know. Once you own half of it, then you start getting money. You start getting part of their how much money they make regularly, which is cool. Of course, that would take a lot of money. And then you have this map, which I haven't dealt with this a whole lot. This is about corruption, I guess. So you can go to different parts of the planet, and it gives you stats, and then you can use your AP points to reduce corruption, because they'll start to develop corruption sometimes. You know, where they'll pay off the judges and blah blah blah. I haven't had to deal with that. I'm not super far into this game yet, so I haven't had to mess with that. See if we can renew our loan, and it'll give us more, but it only goes up to 41,000, and you pay off a little bit every month. So I've just like I've just played a new game over and over, so I'm pretty acclimated with how this game works. But I haven't completed a game, because that's a long game. So okay, we're gonna go ahead and end the turn again. Oh, and it gives you a questionnaire, and you get AP points if you get this right. So the spinning back fist is like a 360-degree reverse hook, not usually full body. You know, you have to be kind of familiar with how MMA techniques work. Luckily I am, because I was an MMA fighter for 10 years. So spinning back fist is going to be this. Is like a 360-degree reverse hook. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yep, so I got correct. So I got 3 AP points. And then it gives you a little graph. It shows you exactly how to do that move. And it even shows you like the footwork you're supposed to do with it, which is really neat. I like that. So it shows you, so you can actually learn some techniques in this game if you really wanted to. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and continue on.
Training feedback. And
that shows how my technique went, or my training went, I guess, again. So it went up 2.49%, so we went all the way up to 17%. We were at 14, so our guys are getting good at jiu-jitsu quickly.
World Championships.
So now we're at the next event. Blah, blah, blah. So we gotta watch all these things go. We gotta watch the greasy rubber people fight. I like to pretend this game takes place on a different planet where they literally are. It's like Gumby people that are shiny and rubber, and they're doing an MMA event. You know, that's fun. Alright.
Event results.
If you actually don't blow through that like I did, it shows you like event for event, like
further analysis.
What's going on. So we get 71. What was I going to show you? I forgot.
Fighter
you can look at your fighters.
Win.
Oh yeah, so we can look at his stats. So now he's 18 overall, and he was like 15, so you can see like what he's getting better at. He's cuts 19 pounds. That's a lot. So we go stats, strengths. He's still very poor. He's not... I think this one was pathetic, so pathetic is the worst, so very poor. So his low kick got a little better, I guess. Vastly inferior. I'd never seen that. Oh, and that was what I was going to tell you. Action points. There's hidden physical attributes. So you can take an IQ test, which is how fast he learns. Sprint, how fast he is. Marathon, cardio, you get the idea. Clean jerk. Genetics test is like how often he gets injured. Essentially, in reaction time, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I've done the bench press before, and I had a guy, and it keeps track of your gym's records, so you can break records, which is really fun. You know, we'll do that actually real quick. We'll see how much this dude can bench, just for whatever reason. So run test, it only takes 1 action point, so it's not a big deal. Yep, 1. He benched 199 kilograms. That's a new gym record. Holy crap, are you serious? I wonder if this might supposed to be in pounds. Maybe. I don't know. Is this guy even... What is this guy's weight class? I think he's a lightweight, but I mean, 199 kilos. Put that in perspective. A kilo is 2.2 pounds. So this guy bench presses like 400. And... Oh, he is, He is a heavyweight. I did have a lightweight, though, that I did that, and it said he benched 275 kilos, which is, you know, shy of 600 pounds. And he was a lightweight. So he did knock everyone out, I mean, I will admit. So, okay, so gives you a pie graph of submissions for some reason.
Training feedback.
Yep.
AMA World Championship.
Alright, so this is the amateur, so we're going to be, every single one of our fighters are going to be in this, which kind of sucks sometimes, because your fighters have to fight each other, which is not cool. This is some scary chick. So, yep, see right here, see, we got chickies fighting each other, and they're kind of even, and this is, see, we can decide how they're going to fight. So we're going to leave it the same, confirm, and then we can fight. And this down here is kind of a strange graph. It's the same thing as up here. It's telling you what's going on, because it says phase Muay Thai clinch. So it's got this pointing to the Thai clinch. So we're in the Thai clinch right now. And then it went back to stand up, because we're standing up, and it tells you step by step. Okay, someone got a takedown, so it went over here to ground game. So this is ground game, this is on the feet. So now we're in guard. And she's on the bottom, so she's in guard and the bottom, and she's on top. And then, so Johnson is pounding my face in right now, and I'm in the guard. And these guys kind of just say random crap. Like, this guy's like, I like this country, because he's from Brazil, I suppose. I don't know. So, yep. And then over here is, this is saying how good the fight is. So it's an okay fight so far. And then fan perspective is, that's what these numbers are. They're out of 10. So which ones the fans are liking, which mostly is who is winning. So she's probably winning because the fans are liking her the most, 10. And then she's doing, oh, it switched, so she might be winning now. But you never know who's going to win. And so this is the speed. You can speed this up. So we're going to put it all the way up, and then it's going to, oh, that was round 1. So I think Johnson's probably winning. Confirm. Round 2. So we're going to, I turn this all the way up. So now it's blowing through it. This is there's a round in the time. So it's going by pretty quickly. I just pretty much watched the numbers, because whoever's numbers, because this is a pretty even fight, because obviously they train together, so they're going to have the same skills, but a lot of fights, like one person will be at 10 and the other person will be at like 1 to 3 the whole time, so that means the one dude is just owning the other person, obviously. So, and you can change their game plan between rounds, obviously. But, oh, so apparently Turner's kind of taken over, 10-7. They're in the clinch. This fight's going to be over here in a second. This is a 3-round fight. Alright, so she won by decision. Apparently, even though she had the higher score most of the time, because that doesn't always mean anything. But, so she was the winner. She won every round. Wow. Oh, and this game's a little weird about rounds, too, because even if it's a round for a champion, someone's going to win a belt, it's still at a 30, even though it's a 5-round fight, which is odd, but, I mean, it's whatever. So, next fight, okay, that's not us. It's going to say signed next to your fighter, so we're going to skip this one. Oh, I feel like this video is way too long. Oh, and we got action points, by the way, for if your person wins, and I think you get more if your person ends the fight instead of winning by decision. Okay, so right here, this is our guy, signed. He's 7-1. He's huge. And then we'll just keep this stuff because he's a jiu-jitsu guy. So we're better at jiu-jitsu and clinch work and most things. We're better at most things than him, so we should just destroy him. So we'll just go ahead and do a fight and leave it and fast forward. See right here, 10. He's getting a 1, so that means we're just beating the poop out of him. Okay, well, maybe not now. Okay, well that turned around really fast. See, what our guy needs to do is, see, we need to get him down to the ground. And here's the weird scary ring girls that have the big boobs. So let's see, he needs to get him down. Hopefully that's a thing. We're not doing too bad because we got a 9. Oh, let's switch around, so 10-9. Collar tie. I do enjoy that there's so many positions you can be in the fight. Alright, there you go. Side control. Of course, we're on the bottom. Oh, now we're on the top. It was fight, or the round worn out. But we want to get our guy to the ground, because we're all jiu-jitsu. So, I mean, if he's not getting to the ground, I mean, there's not a lot of hope for us. Even though we are pretty even as far as our stand-up abilities. So, I don't know. You think our guy would just have way better reach, because he's so tall. Okay, he's in the guard, so he's on the bottom. Okay, well, it went to decision and we won, so we still won, so that's okay. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and try to skip through the rest of these fights since you guys have basic idea of how it works. Skip. Yeah, when you first start out, there's going to be a lot of amateur fights, just because, I mean, I only have 5 fighters, but I mean, you can get up to like 12 and 13. So confirm, we'll just skip it, see if she wins. Hey, look, she won. She won by decision. It's a little early, so we're not, oh, see, I got 2 more action points. We're not, like, tapping people out yet. I mean, probably our next round of fights in the amateur, we'll probably be tapping people out, because we'll be pretty good at jiu-jitsu by then. Because you learn it really fast if you do what I did. If you just do jiu-jitsu, you learn it quickly. Oh, we actually lost. We lost by decision. Huh, we must not have gotten him down on the ground or something. Oh, it was probably close. I mean, we got one judge said that we won, so you know. Do. Ugh.
Event results.
Okay, and as you heard, if you can hear, I don't know, she said event results. So what you're going to do is, each one of your fighters has an S that stands for signed, is going to be your guys. That's how you pinpoint which fighters are yours. So, okay, obviously these two fought each other because they're both ours. So the loser got $138 and the winner got $256, but they're on the lowest. So in the amateur league, if you're, you know, the higher you are, the more you're going to get. See, like, Robert was my dude, but he lost, but he got $299. But the person that won that fight got $555. And this all depends on how well the event does. So up here, event review, it got a 5.6 out of 10, which is okay. And then the total purse was $20,000. Usually if it's $20,000 or a little more, that's good. But then that determines how much each fighter gets paid. So like the people that were fighting for belts, the winners got $1,272. So kiss my butts, my cut. So which all my fighters, I got a 60% cut of all their money. So I made $902 from my fighters out of this event, which is 4% of the card apparently.
Further analysis.
So then it gives you kind of analysis. Worldwide fighters quality, it'll tell you the quality of the fighters going up, which happens a lot. So all of a sudden, like, everyone in the amateurs is like super good. You're not winning all of a sudden because everyone's just amazingly good for some reason. It'll be like a 25% increase. Tells you the average fighter age, blah blah blah. Lots of stats, lots of stuff in this game. It's pretty cool. And here we are back to the screen. Let's take a look to see if it went up a little bit, 5,203. So if we sold all these, we'd make $100 a share probably. Blah blah blah. And then also, as you do better, the better sponsors you get. So, all right. Well, that was MMA Executive. I mean, I kind of just, you know, taught your ear off explaining on how the game works, but that's because there's a lot to this game. I've played this game for like 15 hours already, and it's really cool since you can customize so much stuff, because all the other MMA games on Steam, there's not much customization. They kind of fall flat. There's not much to them. This game actually has quite a bit to it. I'm gonna put the link to this game in the description if you want to get it. It's like $22 right now. I think it's 10% off. I think this game is worth $22. It's a little high, you know, higher than you're used to probably, but I mean, I bought it. I don't regret it, you know. So yeah, if it's something you're into, if you like MMA games, then I would recommend getting this. It's pretty cool. So, alright, well that's going to be it for me. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.